Hello and welcome everybody to the live commodity market analysis with the Gold and Silver Club for the 27th of October 2016, presented by myself, Phil Carr, at the Gold and Silver Club. So during today's session, we will of course be covering live market analysis. We will be providing a watch list of trading opportunities. We will go through an overview of the commodity markets. We'll provide our top trades over the last week. And of course, we will be answering questions and providing any live support for those of you who have any Q&A during the session. So before we get started, let me introduce you to the Gold and Silver Club. The Gold and Silver Club is the #1 commodities trading and investment coaching company. We are regarded as the go-to authority on commodities trading. As internationally respected experts, our analysis and our opinions on the metals, the energies, and the agricultural markets, they are routinely sought by major financial television channels and publications, which include Bloomberg, Reuters, CNBC, the Financial Times, and Wall Street Journal. Our team of experts has trained and mentored over 125,000 private traders from all over the world to increase their wealth and generate substantial income through commodities using our exclusive research-driven strategies. So for more information on the Gold and Silver Club and our expertise, please visit our website, which is www.thegoldandsilverclub.com. Okay, fantastic. So we shall get straight into it. Just want to quickly have a quick overview here of the best performing commodities over the last week. So we have seen some significant gains here on several of the agricultural commodities. Actually, coffee in particular has broken out this week over 5%. We've also seen good gains in platinum over 3.5% as well. Corn and cocoa have also had reasonable gains, up about 1.5%. Silver also up about 1% on the week. And WTI crude oil down just below 3%. So just to give you a snapshot of the markets where we are at as we move into the US session this afternoon. Okay, so with that said, what we'll do, guys, we'll move over to the technicals and we'll move over to our analysis. As always, if there are any questions at all, feel free to put those into the chat there. Okay, so I think what we'll start off with today is going to be the US dollar index here. We do have the core durable goods initial jobless claims coming up in approximately about 25 minutes time, which are likely to cause some volatility, certainly on the US dollar and also on gold and silver. Then we have pending home sales coming up at 3 o'clock London time this afternoon. So if we have a look at the US dollar index first, the US dollar came up last week. It broke out to 8-month highs, and following on a breakout from that level, we've seen a bit of consolidation. On Tuesday, actually, we formed a rejection candle after we got a pop above those highs. If you have a look on a weekly time frame basis, we've got quite an interesting channel here, which is in development. And in fact, we've also just been ricocheting really across support and resistance here over the last about 18 months here on the US dollar index, but it is back at interesting levels at the moment. We've come all the way back up to the 8-month highs, and at this point we are seeing a bit of profit taking at this level. We're starting to roll over. No doubt that will be dependent on some of the news items that we've got coming up over the course of today and also tomorrow as well. Now, I will just put on your radar the fact that as we go into November, we have several news items that you want to be aware of, which will impact the US dollar considerably. That includes next week's FOMC statement, which is going to take place on Wednesday. Friday's non-farm payroll, which is also likely to be potentially an explosive mover for the US dollar and metals as well. And then, of course, the following week, the big one is on Tuesday, the 8th of November, where we have the election in the USA. So that could obviously provide some big moves, and we'll be covering that in detail with you next Thursday. We'll be going through the preparation for that during that session and the sort of setups that we are looking at and opportunities as we head into the US election as well. So bear in mind where we're sat with the US dollar at the moment. So the big question really for those of you who trade gold and silver right now is whether we're going to get this next leg lower here, if we're going to break the low of this pennant and shift lower, or whether we're going to hold here and get a retracement back towards the upper end of this trend channel. So first of all, that's silver. I'll go over to gold and I'll break down for you exactly what I'm seeing at the moment on this market. So certainly gold, if we have a look at it based on the daily chart at the moment, we came into some resistance yesterday, shot up to the 21-day moving average. We found resistance at that zone 3 occasions we're seeing sellers come in around the $1,276 per ounce level. And this morning we are holding on to underlying support here. I suspect we need some sort of news item, which we're going to have very shortly, coming up in about 20 minutes, to really get the US dollar to move here, and also gold and silver either to find support at these levels, or we do have the potential for a bear flag formation, which could lead to a sell-off here on gold and a revisit of the 1255 zone, possibly as low as the 1240 zone in the lead up to the FOMC statement next week. But on the flip side of that, if we do see momentum pick up with gold against the US dollar here, if it can hold on to this underlying trend channel, get a pop higher here, it does, especially if it can break above around 1280, it has the opportunity then to fill this gap and move back towards the 1290 to 1,300 US dollar zone. Now, I'll put on your radar gold against the euro so you can see the sort of formation that has had over the last couple of weeks. It's had a perfect retracement here, found support around the 200-day moving average, has completely retraced here, V-shaped reversal pattern back towards the upper end of the trend channel. So what we'll be watching out for on gold is whether it has the legs here to go any higher, whether we will see some sort of breakdown on the US dollar in the short term, or if the US dollar, if this is just a very shallow pullback yet again, and we see US dollar strength, we would expect a sell-off here for gold and silver, potentially short-term trading opportunity as well, but then expect volatility next week on the FOMC statement on non-farm payrolls, and also as we go into the election as well. Now, I'll just put something on your radar as well, which is the volatility index. I'm looking at this on multiple timeframes using multiple indicators, and a lot of our indicators are showing us that the US dollar index, the volatility index, excuse me, is starting to get into a major buy condition here. It's certainly at the lower end of a lot of support zones that we monitor, and it seems to be the calm before the storm at the moment with the volatility index. So the volatility index typically, of course, tracks volatility in the market, uncertainty, fear. We saw this spike in a big way over Brexit, huge move to the upside, which also confluenced with a 1,000-point move higher for gold, where gold moved from 1,250 US dollars up to 1,350 US dollars. Okay, it was a significant move higher for gold on the Brexit, and we've got some expectation that the certainly the US election could provide a similar trading opportunity. They will certainly provide uncertainty, volatility, and you can see here with the volatility index is starting to ramp up. It's found some underlying support here. It's, in my opinion, it's the calm before the storm here as we go into November. And I do bear in mind where we are sat within the volatility index. Typically, increased volatility is supportive of safe havens like gold and silver. It's also worth noting that during the Brexit vote, we saw the US dollar rally. At the same time, gold and silver rallied as well. All of them rallied in tandem. So it's just something to bear in mind. But we'll break it down in more detail. We go deeper into this on next week's webinar as well. But I just want to show you where we are at with respect to the volatility index at the moment, the VIX right now. Okay, so bringing it back now to gold and silver. First of all, we've had a look at gold here. We'll move over now and have a look at silver as well. So silver essentially has found support around the 50% Fibonacci level from its rally over the course of 2016, where at its peak after Brexit was up over 47% on the year. We have since had a 50% correction, and we came down and retested the 200-day moving average over the course of non-farm payrolls earlier on this month, and we've continued to find support. We are building higher lows, but we've definitely got strong overhead resistance. We are seeing each pop to the upside getting sold into, and this has been the case really over the course of this week. Around the 1785 level, we've seen sellers come back into the market, but we've not fully broken down yet. So we've got a pennant formation in development here, actually a wedge pattern here, where yes, there is a downside vulnerability here to silver if it breaks through support. So if you were to see silver over the course of the US session today, if it was to break underlying support here, it could certainly get a revisit of around 17 US dollars per ounce. That's certainly the lows going back to pre-Brexit here, and that could be a major level that we do see it retrace to if we were to get a breakdown on silver. On the flip side of that, if silver can break above 1790, and especially if it breaks above 1780, that is where we can see a significant pop to the upside and move back towards around the $18.50 level here. That's what I would be looking at for a potential breakout if we do see momentum pick up to the upside here. Now, it is dependent on US data. We've got also the FOMC statement and non-farm payrolls next week. We are in a pennant formation right now. Short-term momentum, we have come out of a significantly oversold condition because silver has been consolidating here for about 3 weeks now, and I am looking at some sort of breakout either a resolution really of this consolidation, either a breakout and a wave lower here back towards 17 US dollars or a breakout towards 18.50, and then we'll have to assess the trade moving into next week's FOMC statement as well. So silver is at a decision point. It bodes well for silver that it is finding a bit of a hammer at the moment on the daily chart. It's getting a bit of a retracement. It bodes well for a potential move higher here, but it does need to do more work at the moment. Again, any breaks below the weekly lows here of this week, I would expect a potential move down to $17. So I think we are a bit of a make or break point right now. Now, we've also at a similar level for oil at the moment, where I see oil being at quite a major decision point. In fact, over the last couple of sessions, we have seen oil break down after it popped last week above 52 US dollars per barrel, broke above 1 year highs here. We saw that being a false break of resistance. We've then rotated lower. We've started to pull back over the last 3 or 4 sessions. In fact, this morning, we've been testing around 49 US dollars per barrel here, finding some support at that level. I do see this also as a make or break level for oil at the moment. If we have a look at this just based on some additional indicators that we utilize, you can see here where at the moment I do actually see oil as coming back down to a major level where it's at again a decision point here. Either it will get supported around this zone, certainly with Brent crude oil, it's around 51 US dollars per barrel. If we get supported at this zone at the moment, it could build up a base for the next leg higher above 52 US dollars. But if it breaks this zone of support, we start closing for Brent crude oil below 50 US dollars per barrel, and for light sweet crude oil, if we break below 48 US dollars per barrel, it could be the start of a larger correction. Now, we've got the OPEC meeting, which is going to be at the end of November, on the 30th of November. Of course, there's a lot of speculation about that meeting. We're sort of seeing the fundamentals change on a weekly basis in respect to that meeting. But certainly at the moment, I would consider oil is at a point where it's either going to get supported and get ready for a next leg up higher, breaking back above the 2016 highs, or if it breaks support here, we start to see a close back below 48 US dollars per barrel, especially with a bearish close on a weekly basis. I would then expect oil to start a bigger correction lower. So we're watching this quite carefully at the moment, especially on a weekly basis, especially if we were to get a close below the previous week's lows here. We've got a couple of rejection candles. We're coming into major resistance going back to September 2015. That was the level that we breached in June 2016. And more recently, we've had retests of that zone, which haven't followed through as well. So we could be starting to roll over. So I'd watch out for that on oil at the moment. Now, a market which has moved well over this week, certainly we've caught the major chunk of this move, we continue to have positions in on this right now, is coffee. So coffee has had a 5% gain over the last week. It popped above the 20-month highs here. We've had significant follow through over the last couple of sessions. I'm looking for a rotation back here. 165 was our initial zone. We're looking for a profit target here. We've now extended that up towards the 168 to 170 zone on a weekly basis. We've really shot up this week. We've got the potential now to rally higher, looking to retest the monthly highs, just going back to last year, actually back in 2014 here, back at the 170 levels. That's been a really good pop. Well done to those of you if you did catch this position. It's really been very well supported by fundamentals. We've had a reduction in the amount of supply with coffee. Certainly the harvest has been delayed here, and we have seen with that increased demand as well. So fundamentally, that has caused this breakout to the upside for coffee here. We've had quite a significant breach of resistance. It's been one of the best performing commodities this week. Move over 5% to the upside. So well done if you did catch this breakout trade on coffee. It has been quite significant over the last week. Another move which have also has another trade which has also moved quite well over the course of this week has been cocoa, which has found support at its 2-year lows. It recently breached below that level, was a false break of support, found support. That zone was a false break below the 2650 level. So essentially it was a bear trap. We then saw a reversal in price, and this week we've had a 1.5% move to the upside, which we've also caught by getting in very close at that major level of underlying support. Now, just to break it down for you in terms of our top trades that we've had at the Gold and Silver Club over the last week, our performance update using our exclusive research driven strategies. We've capitalized on moves with gold, oil and cotton over the course of the last week. Gold, we caught retracement trade just back from 1,200 US per ounce here as we continue to ricochet and find support at that level. And we just came up for our profit target for a quick in and out trade, 220 points earlier on this week as we rotated back towards 1,272 US dollars per ounce. WTI crude oil also following on from the OPEC announcement. This was the breakout trade that we caught with a move and a breach of 52 US dollars per barrel, hitting our profit target for 360 points. And also cotton, which had a significant surge following on from the previous week's USDA report, and we caught a 400-point breakout on that position. So would you like So with that said, guys, if you would like access to our trade setups, I get a lot of questions off the back of these webinars with respect to how you can get access to our trade setups, the exact entry, exit, take profit targets that we utilize at the Gold and Silver Club, our live trading rooms, regular analysis. You can get access to all of our services at the Gold and Silver Club, including our live trade ideas shared with you, ready to implement for instant results. Essentially, all you need to do is go over to www.jointhegoldensilverclub.com, complete the application form, and we will get in touch with you ASAP. Okay, so that is to get exclusive access to our private members live trading room. It's www.jointhegoldensilverclub.com. What does that include? Who's it for? Well, whether you're a new trader and you're looking to develop a solid understanding of the markets and fast track your results, or even if you are an experienced trader and you're looking to take that trading just to the next level, the private members live trading room is definitely for you. Okay, so it includes the following. You get access to exclusive live trading room webinars where you can watch the Gold and Silver Club expert traders analyze the commodity markets right in front of you, picking out highly profitable trade setups, sharing exact entry, exit points, profit, stop loss targets, as well as walk you through live trade ideas ready to implement for instant results. We also provide notifications alerting you when to enter a trade. All of those notifications include exact details where to enter, exit, place a stop loss. They're sent out in advance notice to ensure you have plenty of time to get into every position at the best possible price for maximum profits. And you get commodity research and market insights. So you get exclusive access to our proprietary trading research and market insights to help boost your win rate and ensure you're on the right side of every trade. Our trading research is really there to help give you the ultimate edge in the markets and fast track your results. So again, private members get access to the following: exclusive weekly live trading room webinars, live trade setups ready to implement for instant results. You get real-time trade notifications via email and SMS so you don't miss out on profitable trades. Exact details of where to enter, exit, place your stop loss. You get weekly trading plan and a watch list of trade ideas for the week ahead, live trade support to help you through each trade, and institutional level trading research and commodity insights to give you the ultimate edge in the market. So again, guys, all you need to do is go to www.jointhegoldensilverclub.com, complete the application form, and we will get in touch with you ASAP. Okay, fantastic. So with that, guys, we've got coming up over the next about 10 minutes or so, core durable goods, initial jobless claims, and then at 3 o'clock, the pending home sales. We'll be watching that very carefully for its impact on the US dollar, gold and silver, and a number of other commodities as well. I wish you all good trading. Have a fantastic day. And of course, I very much look forward to hear from those of you who will be making an application to join us at the Gold and Silver Club. So all the best, guys. Take care, and we'll speak to you very soon. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.